Hey everyone, welcome on Davis Tech. In this video, we are going to work on the camera tab. So in the poll, you told that use the camera plugin. So I'm going to use the camera plugin, and at the end of this video, we are going to achieve this kind of layout on our camera tab. So watch the video till the end to achieve this kind of layout on your WhatsApp clone UI. So let's start the coding and don't waste the time. So let's start the code of the camera tab. To use a camera plugin, first we have to go on a pubspec.yaml file, and inside the pubspec.yaml file, we have to specify the dependency of the camera plugin. So here you will find that I added three new dependency to use a camera plugin. First one is the camera plugin itself, and second one is the path provider, and third one is the path. You can find the plugin name with the version on the description as well if you find any issue. Okay, so add these three dependency on the pubspec.yaml file. After adding these three dependency, you have to hit the Control S and the Flutter pubget will run. For your case, if the Flutter pubget will not run, just go on a terminal and write the command flutter pubget. It may happen that you will find some kind of issue while using the camera plugin. Just do one thing, that stop your app and run the app again. Okay, it may solve your issue. After specifying the dependency, we have to go on the Android folder, and inside the Android folder, just go on a app folder, and inside the app folder, just go on a build.gradle file. In the build.gradle file, what you have to do, that you have to specify the minimum SDK version to 21. Earlier it was 16. You have to specify 21 of the minimum SDK version to use the camera plugin. Now we added these two things, we can start the coding on the Dart file. So in a home screen.dart file, we have the camera tab. And for the camera tab, we are just showing the camera as a text. Now we have to call a new page, just like we are calling the chat page for the chat tab. So let me create a new page inside the pages. It will be a camera page.dart file, and the camera page.dart file. First thing first, we have to import the material.dart package, and after importing the material.dart package, I'm going to create a stateless widget. The name will be camera page, and let me return a empty scaffold as of now, and let me hit the save. And I will go on a home screen again, where I'm just returning the text. Here I have to return the camera page, and let me hit the save. And after hitting the save, if I will go on a camera tab, then you will find that we just have the empty scaffold. Now we have to work on this camera tab. But let me show you a scenario that if you will go on a individual chart page, then here we have the camera button as well. Also in a menu item, you will go, then you will gonna find that here also we have the camera button. So we have three camera button, two button on a individual chart page and third one here. So all three have a same layout. So for that, let me create a new file that will gonna handle the code of the camera layout. And we are going to return that camera layout from the camera page as well and from the individual chat page as well. So let me create a new file called camera screen.dart file. In the camera screen.dart file, we are going to write the code of the camera plugin. And let me import the first material.dart package. And let me create the stateful widget. The name of the stateful widget will be camera screen, and it will gonna return a scaffold. So this camera screen will create a layout, and we have to return this layout from the three button. First from the camera tab, second one from the camera button, and third one from the camera menu item. So let me return this camera screen from the camera page, where we are returning the empty scaffold. Here we have to return the camera screen, which is a default layout for the three button. And let me hit the save. You will find not much changes. We have to write the code over here. To use a camera, we have to create a global variable which will handle the all the camera available on the device. That will be a list. and the type of the list will be camera description. It will have the camera's name as the variable name, and we have to import the camera plugin for it. Okay. After importing the camera plugin, what we have to do, we have to go on a main.dart file, and inside the main.dart file, first thing is just use this thing, widget flutter banding. Don't forget to write this code inside the main method of the main.dart file. It is very important to use a camera plugin. And after it, we have to initialize this camera variable which we created inside the main.dart file only in a main method. And how we will gonna initialize it? To initialize it, we have to use the same variable which we created over here, the cameras variable, and we have to initialize all the camera available on the devices with help of this available camera method. Okay, and we have to use the await over here, and it will going to return a future because finding the devices is a async and await type. That's why we have to return the future from the main method as well, and that's why I'm using the await over here. Okay, and you will wanna find that two things is imported here. The first thing is the camera screen .dart file is imported on a main.dart file because the camera variable we created inside the camera's screen only. Okay, and it is a global variable, and we initialize this global variable inside the main.dart file with help of the available camera. That's why the camera screen.dart file is imported inside the main.dart file, and to use a available camera method we have to import the camera.dart. That's why these two packages, these two files are imported inside the main.dart file. Okay, now the cameras variable is initialized, which means we get the all the camera available on our devices. Now we have to go on a camera screen, and in a camera screen state we have to create variable, two variable. First one will be camera controller, which will control the camera, and the second one will have the future and white type. It is a camera value, and in the camera value we have to store the value returned from the camera controller, and we have to initialize these two variable inside the init state. So let me create a init state, and inside the init state, first thing first, we have to initialize this camera controller. With help of the camera controller, and in a camera controller we have to provide the description. So what will be the description? This cameras variable which we created, and as of now we are going to use the first camera with help of the 0th index, and we have to provide the resolution of the camera with help of the resolution reset. I'm going to use the high and hit the save. Now we initialize the camera controller, and now we have to get the value from the camera controller, and we have to store in the camera value. And how we will do that? We have to use the again camera controller and dot initialize. Now these two things we completed, and now we have to work on the camera layout. So if I will show you a picture, then you will gonna find that this is the camera able to see. So actually in an emulator, we can see only this thing, and just above the camera view, we have the buttons. So that button is not come default. We have to make this button as well. So just think about it, that we have the camera preview, and just above the camera preview, we have the buttons. So this kind of thing we can achieve using the stack only. So that's why I'm going to return a stack from the body parameter. Body will be a stack widget. In the stack widget, we have to use the children property. Inside the children, the first children will be where we have to show the camera. Okay, and how we can show the camera? Camera plugin comes with the camera preview widget as well. And to use a camera preview widget, we have to use the future builder. Because we are interacting with the camera, that's why we have to use the future builder. So let me use the future builder of the first widget of the stack. So this is the future builder, and future builder have the method, builder method. And here in the builder method, what we have to do is we have to return context with the snapshot, and it will gonna return a method. No, not this kind of method. Let me return a method like this. Okay, and in the method, what we have to do? Let me write a condition. If the snapshot dot connection state, which means the connection state is done, which means we initialize the camera, then return, 1 minute, it is equal to return the camera preview widget. Okay, camera preview widget. And in a camera preview widget, we have to pass the camera controller, which means the camera is initialized, then we don't have any issue. If the camera is not initialized, what we have to do, we have to write a else condition, and inside the else condition, we have to return a center widget with the child. Its spelling is wrong. With the child circular progress indicator. Okay, till the camera is not initialized. And also in the future builder, the first parameter will be the future. And what is our future? Our future is the camera value. Okay, now hit the save. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh the page. Refresh the app. After refreshing the app, if I will go on a camera tab, it will going to ask me a permission of the camera. Just allow the camera permission, and now we are able to see the camera. So when you open a camera from the emulator, it will show this kind of view. That's why it is showing like this. So we can show the camera with help of the future builder, which means the first widget of the stack is completed. The second widget of the stack will be the container. Let me use the container and let me provide the property of the container. First property is the color, colors.black, and the second property of the container is the width, which will be media query dot of context. With all of this, we are going to get the width of the screen, and after providing it, we have to return a child. The child will be a column widget, because if you see the layout, then you will find that first we have these three buttons, and just after the button we have text, and we can achieve this thing using the column widget only. And let me return a column widget first here. Okay, column widget also have a children. The first children of the column widget will be row, because here we have the three button, so that can achieve using the row only. So let me return a row, and row also have a children property, and the first children of the row will be icon button. We have three icon button. First icon button is the icons dot flash of. On press we have to provide a empty method, And after that, we have to provide the color of the icon as well, which will be a colors dot white, and the size of the icon as well, which have the size of 28. And let me hit the save, and you will find that the container is took all of the height. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to wrap the container with the position widget, and provide the position of bottom 0.0. Let me hit the save, and you can find that is the we align the container, which is the second widget, in the bottom, and just after the first icon button we had to use the second icon button. The second icon button is the panorama fish eye, which have the width 70. Let me hit the save. The panorama is also added, but due to the row we have to use the main axis size to main axis size mean, also main axis alignment to the main axis alignment space evenly, and hit the save. Let me add the third button as well. Let me add the third button to the flip camera iOS, and let me hit the save. Before hitting the save, let me reduce the size to 28, and let me hit the save again. Okay, and instead of the mean, let me use the max, so it will look great. Okay, that's added. So just after the row widget, we have to use the second widget of the column, is the text widget. That will be what will be a text? The text will be hold for video, just like the WhatsApp, or tap for photo. And let me just do the styling, then it will gonna look great. Just wait a minute. Text style. Text style have the property called color. It will be a colors dot white again. Then we have to align the text to with help of the text align. It will be a text align center. Hit the save. That is also added, so it's not looking good as of now. Let me provide the size box between this text and the buttons. With help of the size box, we are going to add the padding. The padding will be kind of height equal to 4, and let me hit the save. But now also it's not looking great. We can add the padding on the container. So let me provide the padding as well. So age insets dot only. Let me add the padding to top, which will be a 5, and bottom, which will also have 5. Hit the save. Padding is added, but look is not gone. What I can do is, instead of using this icon button of the panorama fish eye, it is giving the issue. Let me just do a one quick thing, that let me use the inkwell, and with help of the inkwell I'm going to create a button. The first thing is on tab, which will be an empty method, and the second thing is this child. The child I just copied, which will be icon, and let me hit the save. Okay, now it is looking like the WhatsApp one. Because of the icon button only, it's giving the issue. Just after adding the inkwell, it is gone. The issue is gone. But still, we are not implemented a logic on the on tap of the each of the buttons. We have to add the logic for the handling the camera. So when a person will click on this thing, then the camera will be tapped and the photo will be clicked, or the flash will be on, or the camera will be flipped. Those things we have to control with help of the camera control only, and we are going to cover that topic in the next video. I already told you that when we use the camera plugin, then it may become complex and it is not possible to cover all the thing in a single video. So let's meet on the next video where I'm going to cover this are the topic. Thank you all, happy coding, and see you on our next video.